Malachi, right?
No.
Oh, I got an app from Maryland.
Well, because you have the after school thing with her.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
no, the app isn't for after school. It's for school. Like her grades
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. I have that. Yeah, I
yeah,
have
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like her grades,
Yeah,
everything
Google
she's doing in
Classroom.
class.
Yeah.
They posting pictures like, in the classroom and stuff.
Oh no,
It's
I
coming
got that
straight
with
to the app.
Malik.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that with Malik. Honeycomb and shit. Yeah,
yeah,
he posts
yeah.
and stuff like
So we
that.
got all that too. So it's
Yeah, I
pretty
got that.
like learning that stuff is weird when they was talking about, yeah, man, we got this app that you can see all the stuff and they sending you pictures of the kid every day. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of weird, man.
Yeah, it is.
I'm used to not telling anybody, but at this point now it's just all transparent, which I think is good. I think it's great. It can make you way more interactive with the kid. It's you know what I'm saying? Like before, my parents, like my pops worked every single day. He was, he just working. He ain't had no time for that. And my mom worked, 9 to 5. She came home, she ain't had time for that, especially when I got in high school and middle school. So they ain't have time to really be on my stuff like that. It was kind of like you
Shit, I
got to
get
figure it out on
over.
your own.
Yep.
So
What was it? What was it? With him, Marcus, and Michael, I call it the mommy sense. It's like the Spidey sense. I would just pop up to
Yo, she
school.
was like Michael Myers,
Yo,
bro.
I
That
would
ass.
just pop up to school and find out what's going on. Like I would get a
no,
sixth sense and I would find out stuff.
Yo, it'd be crazy, bro. This was even in high school. I'll be in the
Yep.
hallway just chilling, bullshitting, because it's, you don't have that time period to get to the class, right?
yeah.
I just turn and it's like I spot her and I had to like do a double take. I'm like, yo, did I just see freaking Michael Myers? Like the hell? And then she's like, Matthew. I'm like, well, shit, it is her. I'm like, what
That
happened?
Halloween music starts playing.
Yeah. She's like, why you not in class? I'm like, I still got time, man. What you talking about? I had a free period. I'm
Oh
chilling.
man,
I would pop
nah.
up one time.
You went to pick me up.
I went to pick you
The
up.
security guard, that ass was like, what are y'all doing? Get to class. Because she's just rocking a sweater. And
Oh, he got mad at you.
Yeah, I was in high school. Freaking
Yeah.
Valdez yelled at me. I went to pick up Marcus from in school suspension. He was like, "Get inside the class." And I was with another assistant principal that was Mason's football coach, and he was like, that's Marcus's mom." And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Yeah, she got that all the time.
Yeah.
Like when we was at high school, she's like, yo, why y'all not in class? I'm like, bro, it's my mom. Oh, my
Moms, bro, chill.
bad.
I went to the doctor with Myra for the kids' flu shot. She was like, "Oh, you're the auntie." I'm like, "No, I'm the grandma." She was like, "Oh my God."
Oh
One time we
my
took, it was in what was it, North Carolina?
Yeah, we went to Waffle House after church, and she thought that she was my wife. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's my mother,
No.
bro.
God.
Yes.
No, why they do you like
Yes.
that?
Even
Yeah.
with Marcus, we went to go get Maddox's DOD card,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, your wife." I was like, "No, no, I'm the
Yeah,
grandma."
whoa.
No.
Only thing my mom got confused because my mom has a decent age on me, but only thing we got confused for it was like brother and sister. Like my mom
Yeah,
used to
I
get
get
that.
that a lot with Max.
My
And
yeah, I can see yeah. I can definitely see that with y'all. My mom used to do that when I was in California. Whenever she used to come out when I was like a young Marine and stuff like that, I used to get the sister thing a couple times. But now, I mean, at this point, I mean, me and my mom's like in her 60s now, a little different. But I know Maria is gonna have a hard time when she start going to school, especially like high school, middle school, to take the kids. Man, you think about it. I mean, Maria's 4'11". So there was a kid at Maryland's elementary school that was like, I'm talking about that kid had to be 5'6". Had to be. I'm talking about got some height on like most of the teachers in there. And I'm like, how old is that kid? They're like, yeah, that kid is second grade. Second
what are they
second grade at 5'6". God damn, that kid better be playing basketball. JV already, dog. But like I like imagine that like when Maria has to start like going to high school with like Maryland or anything like that. Oh, Maria gonna be screwed because they gonna think she's a student all day, every day.
Yeah.
She
It's funny because they're like, who are you here to see? I'm like, I'm here to see the principal or whatever. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, "Oh no, that's Matthew and Marcus's mom
Yeah,
and
bro,
stuff
she
like
was
that."
known. She was
Yeah,
known
I
in
was
high
already
school.
known. Like it would be so funny because like when I was working at Toys R Us and like his classmates be like, "Oh, you're Matthew's mom. You work here." But in school, they knew me because it's like so many teachers, like I'll look at them and I'm like, damn, I can't remember what kid had them. It's like
Oh,
Mason. Mason's one of I guess the counselors was Max's teacher, the one that recommended him to go to the gifted talents in school, Miss Tarabasi. And he's like, you know Miss Tarabasi? I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with her. She's like, she works in the high school now. And she was like, hi, Mr. Cruz. And he's looking at her like, how do you know me? She's like, I know your family very well. So it's like I'll bump into teachers and they'll be like, hey, Mrs. Cruz. And I'm here like, okay, which kid had you? You know, like
yeah, yeah.
and they'll tell me like, oh, I had this one and this one and this one. And so
Well, that's cool. I mean, y'all lived in the same place, so that really helps. Like, you have like a really good in the
Support.
community with the kids, like and stuff
yeah.
like that. You've been around like with them for a long time. Because I mean, yeah, y'all in the same place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. What also helped was the fact that Max and Mason did activities like rec, they played
Mm,
sports. So we got to meet police officers, high officials in the town.
that's good.
People got to know me. And then when I started being like team mom and being more involved, oh, it was the perks. So
That's really
like
good.
if like stuff would go down, I would get a phone call like, hey, you don't need to come down, but I just want to fill you in on what's going on and stuff like that. And I'm like,
Mason can't get away with shit.
no, mate, none of them.
Mason can't
They
get away with
thought,
shit.
listen, all of
It's so
them
funny.
thought that we've been blessed because my kids have always had certain teachers that gravitated to them,
Mhm.
certain mentors. We always would find out stuff. And even if we didn't find out right away, we always found out.
My man's screwed.
Yeah.
We
So,
don't.
you
We
thought you
were
got away with stuff.
no, we were. I mean, we moved too much for me. Like I moved way too much, so nobody really knew me, especially my last year in high school. That was my senior year was the first year I ever was there, and I graduated in December, so it was kind of like I was barely there whatsoever. So, and when I told my parents that I could graduate in December, I told them in December, like late November, Thanksgiving, is what I was
Wow.
like, yeah, I'll be done. By the way, and so I didn't do any. I just worked that final thing. So I never really was like that into the schools. I did go to the same high school my brothers went to though. That was probably the best thing about it. So yeah, we moved around a lot, but we ended up coming back to the same
Mm-hmm.
spot often. So like my high school, like the ninth, oh wow, ninth and 11th grade because it was only 2 years I was there, but it was in the same high school my brothers were in. So when I did ROTC, my brothers were in the same ROTC. They had the same two instructors, so they knew my last name. I got a very like abnormal last name. So like when they saw it, people knew exactly what it was. So they knew my brothers. I had like the band coach or whatever band dude, whatever. My brothers were in
Band
the band.
director. Band
Yeah,
director.
my brother. You was in the band. I wasn't. My
No
brothers
shit.
were. So you know what I mean. So they was doing that, and he knew who I was. That's kind of how I got in the chorus because he knew the family. He knew my brother could sing because he was in chorus. My other brother could sing, so they ended up calling me out. So I ended up going to chorus to do that. But I ain't playing the band though. I was rebellious. I said I didn't want to be like my brothers. I said I'm better than they are. That's why I joined the Marine Corps.
Hey,
But yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool though that you're in the same place and you like kids all grew up in the same area. Kind of sucks for Mason, but it does help for you though for sure that
Yeah.
you're still in the
What
community
what
though.
also helps too is that Mason's football coach, Mr. Marinas, he's had all of the boys. So then when Mason started playing football, he was like, "Oh, I already know you." And then it's like,
yeah, he knew Mason. He was a baby.
yeah,
Because he's been around since my elementary days.
yeah, that's how we met him.
Yeah, he was my assistant principal in my elementary school, and then he moved up into the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a good relationship with Mr. Marinas because of Marcus, because Marcus is the second born, and second borns are just a different kind of a kid.
I got Cali.
And in 6th grade, Marcus was always getting in trouble. So we always had to go to school. We had a good relationship with Mr. Nazamento, who was your principal at the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Marcus finally stuck up for himself and punched the kid in his face.
There it is.
So they're sitting us down, me and my husband are in the office, and they're like, the reason why we brought you in because Marcus, punched the kid in his face, and he's like, we're proud of him, but we gotta make it seem like he can't be doing these things. And then they're all laughing, and I'm here thinking like, but this is really serious.
No, it's not.
And they're like, no, relax, but we're just gonna play along and just sit there. I'm like, okay, fine. So they're like, you can't be doing this, and I'm like, little did you know. They were here laughing.
You gotta love it. You gotta love that New Jersey lifestyle. They say we happy for him.
Yeah. But so Mr. Marinas has been involved with our family like for such a long time. And it's like whenever I had an issue or whenever I needed to get into the high school, Mr. Marinas, I'm here in the building, help me get in. And he would help me get in. And he would actually look into the school system, make a printout, and told me, okay, he's been present, but these are the classes that he's cutting. And I would get the report. Yeah, I had the inside person to get all that information from. Yeah, so it's really cool.
I love it. That's great though.
Well, now that you got a little insight on my childhood, we'll talk about in-laws. So, there's this thing, if you guys ever watch the Goldbergs, it's a funny ass show. The mother is called the smother-in-law or smother. Yeah, they call her smother. Jeez. So when I first got with my wife, my mom was a smother.
Oh, yes.
She was a smother-in-law. And I know a lot of married couples, they tend not to be cool with their in-laws. There's always an issue with their in-laws. There's that rare occasion where you ain't got no issues with in-laws. But I feel like it's just because of trial and error. It's like same thing with the relationship, you're getting to know that person. Yeah. As a parent, you're gonna feel like, okay, this is not good enough for my child. So I felt it's a cool idea because we could, bag on our in-laws until we're blue in the face, and a lot of married couples don't ever hear
what the in-law thinks.
Yeah, what the in-law has to go throughout those stages. So I felt like it was cool since my mom's out here, and she and my wife, they weren't always cool at first. They were cool at first, and then it broke down, and then they went back up, and then it went still stagnant, and then like everything now is it's chilled now. It's cool, So I feel like hearing in-laws' perspective on it will help with married couples if they're going through that still.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who listens. So your intake, your inside on your point of view of me and Myra's relationship.
Well,
granted, people know it was ass backwards.
We know. We talked about it already. We know exactly how it started.
We don't gotta get there.
Oh,
yeah.
Just jump into that.
Oh, yeah. You did all of that in how many months?
Yeah, shit, yeah.
It don't take long. It don't take long.
Take long at all.
Well, it was hard for me for the simple fact he was the oldest.
Right.
And I didn't want him making the same mistakes that I made. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't regret my kids. If anything, my kids saved me. But I wanted him to be in the Marine Corps and get to experience what it was, do the traveling, do the deployments, move up. I didn't want him to have a family at the age that he did because I didn't want him to struggle. I didn't want him to have to go through what I went through, what his dad went through, because having a kid, getting married, being in the Marine Corps, that's a lot of stuff to deal with. Like, once you have a kid, it's not about you no more. There's no being selfish. Like, you got to put that kid first. Like, that's it. Your life is done. Like, it's not about what about me? It's about what can I do to make his life better. And so when Myra came into the picture, it was a blessing because he needed her. She was good for him. And we saw that because we saw the girls that he was dating and messing with, and oh jeez Louise. Yeah. All I gotta say is Muppet. But and I think the reason why me and Myra clashed not in the beginning, but later on, was the fact she didn't understand our relationship. Like, she didn't understand our family dynamic. She didn't understand how close we were. She couldn't like relate to like us having phone calls and him expressing himself and him being able to talk to me and him wanting to share everything. And that was all new to her as well. And at the same time, I never wanted my boys to compare me to their wives because I am a different type of person. I grew up in a different era. I did things because that's the way it was back in the time that I grew up in. Like, the woman was the one that was supposed to step up, and she was supposed to take care of the kids, and she was supposed to do all of these things. And when it came to my boys, like, don't play. And I had to learn how to cut the umbilical cord. And I realized that, like, I realized like he made his life. He's going to have to learn. I can't protect them anymore. And he's going to have to do for him and his family.
Yeah.
And even with all the ups and downs, let me tell you, I love Myra. Like, me and Myra, he married his mother in a sense, because we have so many things in common. Like, it's crazy. Like, me and her, we have a lot of the same interests. Yeah. We like the same things. Even when it comes to food, it's just like our hair color is almost the same. And we didn't even discuss like we were gonna dye our hairs that color, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like she's a good fit for him. He brings a lot of things to the table that she's not good in. And I respect the fact that, I needed to back off. Because you know what? I didn't want to come in between him and his wife. And I didn't want her to come in between our relationship. So I learned to not be so overbearing and always be on the phone and always asking, are you good? Do you need this? Like, I learned, like, so with my third son, I didn't meddle at all when he got in a relationship. I did not meddle. I was like, you know what? You gonna do what you're gonna do.
Tell you guinea pig, bro.
And I'm like, and I'm gonna step back. And even with Max, like, you want to share. Because like Max will like talk to me and he's looking at me like, really? Like, he's expecting a different side. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, my opinions are gonna stay to myself. I'm not gonna say certain things. I'm gonna keep them. What you need to understand is that no matter what, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I will always have your back. I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. I may not like do it in front of your wife or anything, but best believe I'm going to do it behind closed doors, and we're going to have those conversations. Because like, I expect you to be a certain way. I raised you to be a certain way and to be respectful and stuff like that. And you just got to learn to step back. You got to let your kids live their lives. And let me tell you, it's hard. It is so hard.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's hard to see your kids cry. I'm going to let you know right now, the oldest, when she has her first breakup, her first heartbreak, you're going to want to kill somebody. You're going to want to kill mother effer, okay? And
I
then
feel
it's
that.
funny because they'll sit and tell you, you don't know what I'm going through. And I'm like, I literally, when he had his first heartbreak, I literally told him, I'm like, my grandmother went through what you're going through. And it's like, it don't matter what generation, heartbreak is a heartbreak.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I want to go kill this girl. I really did. I want to go kill her.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I feel that. I think that's kind of what we were talking about before because we were trying to figure out like how it all went down with the in-laws because he was talking about how difficult it was in the beginning for you guys and it always gets better. Kids always make it better too and stuff like that as far as you adjusting to the in-law. In my case for Maria and my mother, it wasn't like that at all. My mom was completely like all about it. She was all in, trying to develop a relationship with my wife, trying to talk to her, like, actually, like, bringing her into the fold. And I was literally told him, I was like, I think it's the exact same thing what you talking about with your mom. I think she hated my brother's baby mama. Oh my God. That first one, like, because I think my brother was 18 and he had a baby mama and had a kid, all that other stuff. She hated her. I'm talking about she was on her. Like it was nothing but hatred and just like them yelling at each other, all that crazy stuff. By the time it got to me, she was she wanted to know. And think about it, me and my brother almost got into the same situation. Yeah, I was a little older, I was a little bit more established in the Marine Corps, but at the same time, I met my wife. She got pregnant very shortly after. I just met this girl. She pregnant. And my mom was way chill about it. She was like, yeah, it's okay. And talked to her, hugged her, met her, all lovey-dovey and stuff. It was all weird. I didn't expect that at all. I even talked to my wife when we met my grandmother before she passed. My grandmother was like my mom 2.0. Like she was my mom 2.0. I lived with her a lot of my teenage life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got engaged the first time, I was engaged to another girl. My grandmother met her, didn't like her, hated her. No, ma'am, this ain't it. You don't want her. Leave that right now. Like she was really anti that shit. By the time I brought the next one in, she was all, oh, that's so beautiful, all huggy and lovey and stuff. I'm like, see, I think it takes time. It takes time and like other experiences for you to develop that with the next one, I think. Because I look at it with my in-laws because it wasn't pretty in the beginning. And my wife's the baby. My wife is the baby in her family. And we had the first grandchild. So that wasn't good. Like it was not on the agenda. My wife was 20 and it was tough. Like it was really hard. And her parents just weren't really about it at first. They were really like not really on board with this. We're interracial. We're interracial and stuff. And then we're even more deeper into that because my wife's parents were white. She's Hispanic, not black. So, we got a real mix going on over here. So when they kind of saw it happen, I can only imagine, their white parents kind of a little nervous about a black man showing up and getting their baby pregnant immediately. And they didn't know me. They don't know anything about me. They could have thought I was about to be out of them. And I was close. I was close to being out of there. But I held it together and I stuck with it and I made it work. But at the same time, I can understand why they wouldn't really want to be around me like that. They didn't want to, her mom, it wasn't going to work. I had got to give her mom some time. I'll let that ride. Her dad, on the other hand, he's a better man than me. He actually took the time out to try to have a connection with me for, to make it work. And we built a really good connection, really good relationship now. Her siblings, oh my goodness gracious. That was probably the hardest thing I ever had to deal with because her parents, they're hit and miss, but over time they got better. Her siblings in the beginning were the worst part about the whole thing because her sister never talked to me. She didn't even talk to me after we got married. I'm talking about, I don't remember really having a conversation with her sister until my second kid. Like, we did not talk. And then her middle brother, her youngest brother, I guess. He's actually older than her sister. He actually tried to become friends with me. He actually tried, and I respect that from him. Her older brother, he didn't want that. He wanted to be the guy to where, older brother to his baby sister, not want to talk to me, not even want to do anything, blah blah blah. Well, he had to change his tune real quick because I wasn't going nowhere. He had to figure it out because I was like, yeah, I'm here to stay. So you need to get over it, or you could just never see the kids again. I don't know which one you want. But me and him got a lot better, and we're cool now. And me and his sister have gotten a lot closer too. So it was in our relationship. I think it was really hard because we were the babies, and like we kind of had that weird relationship with that. And her sister was already married. They had a hard time with him, and I'm assuming that's kind of why they were like way more relaxed and tried to make it work with me because they were really hard on the first guy who showed up with her sister. So I think they were really trying to make it work with me because they didn't want any issues like they had the first time. And I think that's kind of what you saw with Matt and Myra. You were just like, hey, I gotta make this work for the next one because I don't need no more issues, especially
No,
with y'all having kids and stuff. So uh, I think it's good though. I think it's great though.
you know what it is too. It's like I never realized until he got with Myra how close we were as a family.
Yeah.
Like we have our issues, don't get me, like,
Everyone does.
yeah. But I never realized like how close of a family unit we are and how even though we may get mad at one another, but we always have each other's back. And the fact Myra, that was new for her. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe she grew up in a different household and just us being close, that was a new experience for her. Like she had to get used to us too, it just wasn't us getting used to her because like we welcomed her, you know what I'm saying? Like I was excited. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a grandma. And I'm like, I never wanted to overstep her feet. I never wanted what was done to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right, right, right.
I'm not gonna tell you how to raise your child. I want you to know that if you need me, I'm gonna be there. Like I got you. Like I wanted to be that in-law that when you need a break, you call me. I will be there. If they know, we were just talking about this. Like, I want to like be close to my grandkids. Like, yo, get their bags packed. I'm going. Just put them in the car. I'm dropping them off, and I'll see you later. Don't call us. We're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? These are things I didn't have. Like, I tell them, like, if you want to go on a vacation, we can all sit down and like plan it out, and you guys go do what you need to do. Because you know what? It's so important for you guys to have that connection with one another because bills,
Yeah.
taking care of kids, taking care of the household is so overwhelming, And
Yeah, we talked about
I
that too.
always wanted them to know that we are here to support you because you need that time to keep your connection together as one. Because when you don't have it, shit's gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna just be at neck and neck, and it's like you're gonna want to do your own thing and you're gonna want to do your own thing. No, you gotta keep that romance alive. You gotta keep that line of communication open to one another.
Yeah.
Because like you get overwhelmed with having to take care of kids, having to do laundry, or I gotta do the grocery shopping. Oh, I gotta make sure they go to this appointment. I gotta drop them off at this place. It's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy. And then it's like you gotta build a relationship with someone else who's coming into the family. Like you want it to be easy, but you're learning about this person, and this person may have been raised a different way. So it's like you're learning their love language
Yeah.
and they're learning your love language. It's like you got to find what works for each other. And I think the reason why me and Myra like clashed so much, not so much in the beginning, but later on, was the fact that we were so much alike. Like our backgrounds are almost identical. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And I look at her and I'm so proud of her. And I'm so proud of what she's accomplished. And I even tell her, like, if I had a daughter, I would want my daughter to be just like her.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because like hearing you speak, listening to you talk, all I can think about is that, yeah, Matt is your child. I can hear it. I can hear it in the things that he's saying, and the things that you kind of preach about is the same things he preached about. Like, cause y'all both said love languages so much. Like you said it so much in this. He has said it so much in the podcast. That's not something I ever really talk about, but that's something he believes in. So I could tell. I was like, yeah, that's your child. Now with Myra, I've met you a couple times, yeah, and like we talked a couple times, but not like this much, right? It's weird how much alike you are to Myra. It is weird. I'm listening to you and I'm like, yo, what the hell? Because y'all both have the accent. You both have the accent, right? I don't know if you remember, me and Myra actually like work together every day.
Yep.
And so I hear the accent, and I can hear your personality coming out in the conversation. I can hear that you wear it on your chest how you are. Myra do the same thing. She is just like that. Like, as far
We're
as
very
like,
passionate people.
It's out there. She don't care. It's the S on the chest, and it's there, and y'all can't do nothing about it. Myra do the same thing. And it's like, I'm listening to y'all, and I'm like, yeah, no wonder y'all clash. I can see that. I don't doubt it, because those are two very, very strong personalities to try to come in together and try to make it work. Because you're right, he did need someone like Myra, because he needed someone that was strong like his mom was, to hold him down, to get him right. Because we talked about the stuff he was into beforehand. Man was acting wild. And it's funny that it's always like that for people in their partners. Usually it happens that way. That usually they find a partner that has very strong similarities to their parent in one way or another. Like, yeah, I mean, my mom's black. She black, black and very sweet and juice. Like, she's black. But her personality is very bubbly, is very affectionate, is very like lovey. Like, it's out there. She's a very strong, like a lovable personality. Like, if you start talking to her, she has a very sweet voice, and it makes you want to speak to her, makes you want to care for her, stuff like that. Exact same thing I found in Maria, because Maria is like that. She's very sweet, very soft spoken. When you talk to her, you want to talk to her because she's cute to talk to, and it's an adorable thing, and you like talking to her. But also with Maria is still a Marine, so she still has that like switch to where she'll kind of like just flip it and kind of go crazy on somebody and you ain't see it coming. And I like that crazy shit. I do. I think it's hilarious. I think, what I'm saying? Everybody need that crazy stuff every once in a while. Because my mom was like that. She would switch on somebody real quick out of left field. And I kind of feel like I do the same thing. Like, I'm a lot more tamed, like my father is. But when I switch, and it's bad when I do switch. You can ask Myra. But because it was like that. Like, me and Myra beefed a lot in the beginning. And of course, now we got better, because it's like, I'm his friend, you his wife. We gotta make this work. I don't know how we gonna do it, but we gonna
do it.
But and I feel the same way with like my wife, and looking into it as far as that, because it makes sense now. Like, talking to you, how much I talk to Myra, yeah, man. Like, I see why y'all was beefing.
Good now, like, I've always wanted Myra to know that I'm not here to try to be number one because I'm not number one. Myra's number one. I'm here as a support. I'm here to let you know that when you need me, you got me. You know what I'm saying? I may not be there when you need me, like right there at that moment, but you know, if you reach out, I'm gonna show up. And
It's good.
it finally, I guess like when you have your first baby, you know, like you're very protective and you're like, oh, you're not gonna tell me what to do and stuff like that. And I made sure because it was done to me. I tried my hardest and I made sure that I didn't make those mistakes and I didn't want to overstep
Yeah.
because she's the mom. And I've always made that clear. You're the mom. I'm not here to take nobody's spot. I'm here to be grandma. You know what I'm saying? And I think she's figured it out now. And
Yeah.
she knows that I adore those boys. Like there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And it's like it's cool now. Like I love coming here. Like we'll have our alone time, we'll have our talks, and you know, like I'm not gonna get emotional. You're not gonna get emotional. Like, you know, we have our moments, you know, we have our special moments, and she knows I love her to death, you know, and I know she loves me to death. And I've learned sometimes it's better to step back and just be still because you know what? They're gonna come. They're gonna come to you and they're gonna ask like, hey, I need some help, or you know, like
I mean, kids that do that to you. We've definitely learned that. Like having a kid, I understood the first kid is difficult, especially for like a grandparent. Like you said, you want to be in the life. You want to, because Malachi was your first grandchild, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
So I know you want to be in the life. You want to be a part of his life, and like you say, you just don't want to overstep the boundaries. And that was the same way for us. Like on my wife's side. Now on my side, it was totally different because we already had kids. Like my sister, my brother, they have kids. I was the first girl that popped up. That was kind of the change thing for my like. Yeah, I have my sister, but my sister had all boys. She had four or five, all boys. My brother had all boys at the time, and now he has a daughter after the fact. So I had the first girl to pop up in the family. My mom, head over heels, you know, she's all about it, and they're really trying to be a part of the family. And then, you know, that was kind of the hard thing in the beginning was like, I need you, yeah, but I don't need you like that. Like I need to be able to make these decisions on my own for my kid and that's the only way we're going to develop as a parent, you know what I mean? If a parent is like that, that's kind of something that usually comes in with the in-laws that we have issues with is like, you know, it's always like an overbearing thing or a parent trying to tell you what to do with your child and then you become like resistant. You just you know, you just don't want to hear them. You don't want to hear anything they
you become
say.
resentful too. You like, I don't know what you gotta say. Like, you know what? Like there are like sometimes like with Matthew, like we'll be like, you know, just try it a different way. Like I remember like I was FaceTiming him and Malachi was just being, you know, which was weird. Like he just didn't want to do his homework. And I'm like, you know what? Give him 20 minutes. Tell him to go do what he wants. You need to calm down. And then you guys come back and you'll figure it out, you know, like you'll be able to do it, you know?
My
like,
man do need a break every once in a while.
Yeah.
Nah, Matt, not Malachi. He need a break. He need to take 10.
Yeah. It's like I've learned kids have bad days too. Like, you know, they're not always happy, cheerful. Sometimes they could have a bad day at school, and sometimes they just want to come home and, you know, just be like, oh, come on, Dad. Like I gotta do my homework right away.
Man,
and I learned that. I've learned that with time. Like you gotta give them a timeout. Like you just can't expect them to come straight home and they've been in school all day. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta come home and do homework. Well, you know, like have a snack. You know, watch a show for like a half an hour, and then we'll come back. Man. Yeah.
We do the same thing. We do the same thing with Mary.
And I also learned too with boys. They like to compare their mom to their wife, and then they'll throw things like my mom did this, and I've always told them don't do that because you're gonna make your wife not like me. You're gonna make her dislike me, you know?
No way. No, you don't do that.
No.
Have you done that? Have you done that, Myra?
Yeah, I've done that.
Savage.
Yes. And the second one did it too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. I
Yeah.
could say I have never done that to
My
Maria.
husband,
Maybe yet.
me
Maybe yet.
too.
Nah, I've done it. I'm like, yo, you acting just like my mother, bro. I'm like, you need to chill out.
I
Like
mean,
no wife wants to be compared to the mother-in-law,
damn,
especially
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
them.
Have I ever said that to my wife? I don't think I have. There's no way I have. Like, I mean, my wife is similar. Nah, no, nope. I have said it. I have said it. Because
Yeah.
I said the thing. I was just like, because my mom, like I said, she's bubbly. So, her attention span will kind of get lost in translation. She'll start jumping around and stuff. And I tell that to my wife, I'm like, you need to calm down and focus because you all over the place. I can't take it. And, like, I'm not that person. And I've definitely compared that to my wife. That's yeah. That's
I mean, shit, I'm still trying to figure out my in-laws. Like, yeah.
I mean, I feel like with everything,
I'm trying to.
Yeah,
it takes time, man.
Nah,
with
it's a
everything.
weird dynamic. I mean, I kind of messed it up in the beginning myself a little bit because me, I'm out there in the beginning, and very charismatic with energy and shit, outgoing, like I'm married to your daughter. Like, I would think, like you would want to get to know me. You would want like
Nah,
know,
that's your family dynamic.
yeah, not
That
my
exactly.
mind you,
That's
and
where you
mind you,
messed up at.
yeah, that's why I messed up. So it's like I was like, I bet. And then it's like she's the fourth one out of six. So the oldest one, yeah, like bad vibes off rip. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. Second one, there was some bad vibes, and it's like up and down until like, the whole thing with her son, like we helped him out,
Yeah.
And then we talked and we're like, I have no beef with you. She had no beef with me. That's about it. Third one, I really don't know him like that because I haven't had that opportunity to get to know him like that due to circumstances. And then her, then she has her brothers.
The brothers, yeah.
That was not good. But her mom, yeah, I'm still trying to figure that one out. That's like
I mean,
that's a like an
I
open.
I
like
look at it. I
man.
look at it the exact same way, bro. It's gonna take so much time because y'all talk about y'all family dynamic and how y'all family is. 'Cause I see it. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. Like how you still call your brothers, y'all can FaceTime and y'all can be cool. Talk to your moms, talk to your pops. Like it's all cool. My family ain't like that. I ain't gonna say we ain't love each other or nothing, but we don't talk like that
Yeah,
at all.
that's how Myra's
And
is.
that's how Myra is. I know that's how she is. We don't really talk like that. I mean, from what I can tell, she talked to them more than I talked to mine. So I totally get it. It's kind of weird because, like, for my brother lived 2 hours away, and we just don't talk. Like, we didn't grow up together either, so that didn't help. But at the same time, we just don't really talk. And then my oldest brother, I mean, he's in Tennessee. We don't really talk. My brother in the Navy, I told you this. We definitely don't talk. And my sister, I never grew up with her either. So it's kind of hard. It's very difficult to really try to connect in that way because our family dynamic was never really that way. So in my wife's family though, man, they talk all the damn time. All they want to do is talk. They in a family group chat. They all live within 15 minutes of each other and shit. That we see each other every weekend, every family event. We going to their house tonight for dinner. Of all of us are going. The brother and the sister gonna be there. Like, bro, it's so much family. I feel like I'm in Fast and the Furious, bro. It's all family in this mug, bro. And
it can be overwhelming.
It's hard. It is hard. And I think that's probably the hardest thing I'm dealing with now. Because, when we were in the military, that's different. That's different. You know what I'm saying? I live somewhere else. But here, it's like, man, like, I live here now. Like, I have to see them. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't want to or nothing like that. It's just, it's different for me to be like, when I see you like my mother-in-law, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna see you in like 2 days. When I talk to my mom, it's like, yeah, I'll see you in a couple months, maybe next year. I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's cool, but that's cool. Like my dad, I saw him when I went to Vegas in March. Next time I'm probably gonna see my dad in March when I go back. It's like, we FaceTime, we talk, but I'm not used to this like real close like they had me in the group chat. I was in that group chat for a day. I said, get me the hell up out of there. I know y'all talk way too much. It's way too many text messages. I don't care. Get me out of that. I am the only one not in that group message. The only one. And it's not like I don't want to be around them or nothing like that. It's just that family stuff deep. That's a lot. It's hard. That's hard for me to get used to. And
So now you can understand.
No, I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand.
and I get where Myra's coming from. I totally get it. That it's different. That's a very difficult thing to try to get into a family that one, like I'm not used to having that close of a family, and then to get into a family that is that close, that want to talk to you, that want to hang out with you, they want to talk. Give me some time before we hanging out every week. I don't know about that. That's kind of weird to me. So right now, like that's why I'm kind of dealing with my in-laws. I'm like, give me some time, give me some space. I got my own little issues from the Marine Corps, but give me some time and some space before I can start. Yeah, I want to hang out with y'all every weekend because I'm telling you, I don't want to do that right now. Like I love them to death, but every 2 weeks at least for me. I'm like, give me 2 weeks to recuperate. The girls can go out there and hang out with y'all. I'll drop them off every day if you want them. I'll drop these kids off every day. They love seeing them. And I think that's so good. That's why I was talking about for y'all when y'all do decide to get out. I hope y'all do find somewhere that's a good medium to where your kids can see everyone else. I know the Jersey thing is tough. I know it is. But like
I want to get out of Jersey.
You see?
I want to get out.
I'm trying to convince him already to be like, hey man, I know Myra already looking at getting out. I'm trying to tell you, upstate South Carolina ain't that bad. Trying to move out here, you can move to Asheville.
Yeah,
you can move to Charlotte. Atlanta's not that far from me either. So if you trying to move to the South, I got
the
some area
furthest
around
I'll
here.
move down is like North Carolina. Yeah,
Hey, North Carolina ain't that far. Hey, listen, y'all want to move down North Carolina, get some close. I'm close to North Carolina too. I'm trying to convince him whenever they do decide to get out, like, hey, bro, you trying to move a little close, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta say you gotta live in my town, but if you want to be like an hour, 2 hours out.
Yeah, that's what we want. Like our dream is like to live like in a place where it's like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour drive. Like I don't want to smother anybody, like I want them to know, like, what my dream is, like Sunday dinners. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody brings something and we have like our Sunday dinners. Does it have to be every Sunday? No, at least maybe once a month, maybe twice. That'll be good, like
that's what we doing. That's what they're trying to aim for.
Yeah, like having the kids, seeing them, I really grew up with my aunts and my grandmother, and I understand now why it was so important for us to sit down at the table and eat. It was her way of getting us all together and just spending time. I had to, like, a light bulb came to me because I understood why my mother-in-law likes having everybody together, because she comes from a house of 11 siblings.
Yeah,
she's the oldest, my mother-in-law. And you want to talk about overbearing?
Oh yeah,
she's old school Puerto Rican. Like when she found out I had the kids washing their own clothes, doing chores, she looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Tú estás loca.
She was like, no, you don't do that. And I was like, you know what? And they didn't understand. And you know what? When I got those letters from boot camp, thank you for showing me how to do these things.
I'm glad I learned.
A grown ass man don't even know how to do they wash their own.
I'm glad I learned because I would have been screwed.
Yeah, listen, like I wanted them to be independent. I didn't want them to have to depend on a woman to do anything for them,
The exact same thing he preaches to the other two, to his two, which is hilarious. And I mean, I say the same thing about the girls. Like, I mean, I know I'm raising women. I know I'm raising Black and Hispanic women, but at the same time, I want them to be definitely on some independent stuff. You don't need no man to do shit for you. Don't get me wrong. I know you see your dad.
I'm gonna tell you this, Cyber. Like, you have girls, you have to show them unconditional love. You need to show them how a man is supposed to treat you. Because you know what? Whatever they are lacking from you, they're gonna go out and they're gonna try to get it from somebody else.
No,
So
no.
you have to listen to them. You
I'm
have to,
trying my best.
know,
I'm trying
even though
to.
you don't want to hear them whining and crying, and you just want to tell them, "Oh, just be quiet, go away." Like you have to get on their level, and you
Yeah.
have to like hear what they have to say because you want to make it safe for them.
Yeah.
Because girls are on a different level. I give it to you. You got three.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. Right now, that's kind of the whole goal. Yeah. That's kind of whole goal with like Maryland right now. I every day I ask her how was school, how people are interacting with you at school,
Mhm.
how people are talking to you at school, and then if she says somebody says something mean, I'll be like, well, it's not everyone's nice in the world, but at the same time, you just stay nice, and if they're gonna be mean, you don't need to be around those type of people because those aren't the people you want to be with anyway. So I just try my best to be a lot nicer than what I was kind of raised as. Like I don't say my parents raised me mean, but I was the only child for a while. I joined the Marine Corps, and I felt I was kind of dolo solo for like my first 4 years. I was kind of like out there on my own, and now with Maria and with all me being home and stuff like that, and I think it's great that I am home because I can actually show my kids, my girls, that I'm here for you at all times, anytime. It don't matter. I got you. Don't be wrong, my kids, they be milking it sometimes, but at the same time, it's like, man, I can't do anything about it. Like I talked to him about it. It's like, I want to tell him, yeah, man, just go. But at the same time, like you saw when Virginia walked in, I immediately tell her to get out. I just like, hey man, what's up? What you need? What's going on? And I have to talk to her to let her
Mhm.
know, like, it's okay. Like you can talk to me, but you gotta get the fuck up out too. So I'm just trying my best to be not so much as like, yeah, I'm trying to be a father, but at the same
Mhm.
time I'm trying to be a good man for the girls to see. That's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm treating my wife with everything. They see I'm cooking and cleaning, doing laundry, taking care of kids. They seeing all this, and they seeing that I can do all this for her, but I'm also teaching them how to do these things too. Cause I'm like, yeah,
Absolutely.
you can do all this. You can do all this all on your own. Like you are grown. When you become grown, you can be like mommy. You can go out there and work every day, get your money, and take care of the family and stuff like that. But I'm still trying to show them what a good man could be for them, addition to what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like to them, they don't know I make money. They don't know. They don't have no clue. Think about it. They don't know that, at a certain point a couple months ago, I made more money than my wife did, and I was at home. They don't know that. So, and they never will know that. I'm not gonna tell them. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna tell them. So I want them to understand that, like, yeah, your mom's out here doing the Lord's work and actually like putting down and doing all things like a woman should. You see how me and Matt talk about it, we see how the world is now. Gender roles are changing. You know what I'm saying? Like men are staying home, women are working, and I'm trying to let my kids know that they can do the same thing. But do want to let them know that if you do have a man, that he can still do his part, that he can still take care of things, even if
Absolutely.
you see he not working, he's still a good man doing what he needs to do at home. And that's kind of
Mhm.
what I'm trying to do now. Like I said, I don't tell them I make money, but all they do see is that their dad cooks, their dad cleans, he does laundry, he takes them to school, he's doing homework, he with them at all times. And it's kind of like, that's what I'm trying to show. I mean, I hope it works. It probably gonna backfire, but I hope it
No,
works.
it's not gonna backfire because you know what? They're gonna realize that my dad stepped up to the plate.
No.
You are the first man that they fall in love with, and they're gonna look for a partner that has the same qualities that you are
God, I
showing
hope
them right
not.
now. Yeah. Listen, no. So this is why
God, I hope that does not true.
you gotta make yourself vulnerable to them.
I mean, I am. I don't want them to come back home with somebody like me. That's terrible.
Listen,
That sounds awful.
no, it's not.
I
You
am
may
not
think
that
it.
good.
Listen,
I'm telling you, I'm not that
you've
good.
been blessed with girls for a reason. The girls are
Yeah.
softening you up. They're
Everybody
making you
always tells me that.
beautiful.
Oh, teddy bear ass.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not that nice.
Yes, you
I'm really
are.
not.
Yes, you are.
It's
Yes, you
Myra
are.
if I'm nice. Because
Oh
I'm
no,
not.
no, he's an asshole. He's an
What
Ask
asshole.
her because I'm
man isn't
not.
an asshole?
No,
Hello.
I mean, like I tell, I talk to Matt about it. It's like Now since I got out, I'm trying to not be that person I was when I was in. Like, I'm not trying to be cyber all the time. Like, I'm trying not to be. I'm not trying to be Saitu at all to anybody who really meets me. Think like nowadays, people when people ask me my name, I'm telling them Curtis. I'm trying to be. I'm trying. I'm right now. I'm learning who Curtis really is at this point. My 11 years, I was cyber Saitu. That's all I was. Now I'm trying to develop who Curtis really is, and as a father too at the same time, man, I hope they don't come back with somebody like me. I really
Listen,
don't.
you're not a bad guy.
Yeah, I know that, but I want somebody to
Not.
be better.
Well,
Get
you know
somebody
what?
better.
They're gonna find someone that has
Yeah,
your
that's
qualities, and you're gonna
that sounds terrible.
you're a very important person in their lives, and you need to realize that you're molding these girls to be strong women.
Yeah,
I mean, shit.
yeah, I
I
get it.
look at it like this. Like, yeah, you can hear it, you can see it. Myra's very similar to my mother.
Yeah, I mean, she's not the same person. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
she's not
get
the same
that.
person.
No,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I
So it's
mhm.
just,
like,
God, I hope they find somebody better. Like, I hope they find someone like their grandfather who can accept things and be cool with things. Because, like I said, if I was Maria's dad and that was Virginia who got pregnant at 20 with some random dude, hell nah, we ain't cool. We ain't never gonna be cool. I ain't letting that go.
You know why?
Hell
You
no.
know why he wanted to have a relationship with you? Because it was important to his daughter. He saw how important you were to her.
No,
So he was willing to suck up whatever emotions or how he was
he probably
feeling.
didn't like your ass. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
he didn't like me.
and he
Exactly.
and he took the time to invest in you because it was important to his daughter.
Yeah,
And you know what,
yeah.
Cyber? You're gonna go through the same thing with your daughters.
Why you gotta do me like this?
It's true.
You out here telling me life lessons and stuff. I don't even want to listen to it, but I
It's
got to because I
true.
know it's true. I know it's true. Everyone tells
Yeah.
me the exact same thing. I knew what I was getting myself into when I had the first one. When Callie showed up, it was like, all right, okay. And then with Virginia, I didn't even care because I already knew the game. I was like, man, this is just gonna happen. And I'm just kind of just accepting it. Cause I'm like, yeah, I know I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta focus. I have to listen to him and do all this like nicer things. Like I told Matt, man, if I had a boy, I don't even know what the hell I'd do with myself. I don't even know. I think I'll completely change because I just wouldn't know what to do with him, like at all. Because I'm just not, I set my mindset with girls at this point. You hear me at the house, I'm all lovey dovey. What's up, babe? What's up, pretty girl, sweet girl? How you living? Like I'm all that. If I get a boy, I'm like, what's up, little nigga? What you need? Like, I don't know what to do. So that's why we ain't having no more because I ain't gonna risk it. Now I'm cool with my girls, so I'm just gonna let it ride. But I'm
You
trying my
sound like
best
me.
to,
I wouldn't know how to
yeah.
interact with a granddaughter
He
because
said the same thing. He said the same
I've
thing
been
if he had a girl.
I've been around boys for so long.
29 years, going on 29
I
years.
think I think the when we have our first granddaughter, it's going to be shell shock. Like I'm
Yeah,
like, what the hell? How do you
absolutely.
clean her? Like, what do you do?
What
Like,
you supposed to do?
I'm like,
And I
I
mean,
don't
it's the exact same thing. How we're looking at with these two, with these three, and like doing our thing. I mean, I'm trying. I am trying to prepare myself right now. Like I look at inspiration from my father and my father-in-law to be a better man, do better things and stuff like that. And of course, me and him bounce stuff off of each other. But like I already told him that it wouldn't really work if we did live next to each other because I don't need his boys talking to my girls because he already know how I feel about it. It ain't gonna happen. Like, and he know I love him to
stop
death.
it. You can't stop it.
Oh yes, I can. Yes, I can.
You think you can, but you really
Listen. I'm
won't.
trying to tell you right now. If it happened, and one of them boys, especially Malik, that's the one. That's the one I'm worried about. Is Malik. Especially Malachi, he be acting a little smooth lately, but I'm a little nervous about Malik more than anybody else. But if it happened, and all of a sudden he moved close, and they start talking, and one of my girls tell me, "Oh, Malik or Malachi," I promise you that our friendship would end so fast because he know what it is. because he'll be the one to be like, come on, bro, you gotta let it go, bro. We can be fam. We already fam. And I'm gonna look at him dead in his eyes and tell him the same thing I told him years ago. I'm not gonna be okay with it. It's never gonna be okay with me. I'm sorry. I love him. I love you. I love all his kids, and I love Myra to death. Got me fucked up. You think your boys are gonna be with my girl?
But
he's gonna see his little girl be like, but daddy, I love him.
I don't care. I don't find somebody else to love.
All right, but you know for a fact, right? I'm not raising them to be like how I was. They're gonna be 10 times better than me. They're gonna be gentlemen. They ain't gonna be hosts.
What?
Exactly. He acting like I ain't know. We ain't talk about it before.
We had this conversation last night. Like we raised all 5 boys to be a certain way, to be respectful. You know what I've learned? You have to go through a stage where you just need to sow your oats and get it out your system.
I feel
and
that.
then it comes a time where you're like, enough is enough.
Down.
Yeah.
I did it. I know he was out there going wild. Like I said, I did my first 4 years in California, and I was not with nobody. I did my thing, and then I came to North Carolina and I settled down. That's what happened.
Yeah, but it's not only a boy. It's not only boys that need.
No, girls need to do it too.
Girls need to do it too.
I'm not dumb. I'm not naive, and I'm not dumb. Yeah. My whole thing is I don't want to talk about it, and we ain't never gonna talk about it. So I'll let it ride. Me and my wife talked about this immediately. I was like, do you want to hear about my history or you just want to let it go? She said, do you want to hear about mine? I said, hell nah. So we let it go. And we ain't never talked about it. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I don't.
It was funny.
It
was funny.
Oh, you talk about at your house when we played that game or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
I learned a lot about Myra that day.
He learned
you know what I mean?
Like, too.
We did. Maria was saying some sick, and I was looking at her like, I don't even know who you are anymore. And like I said, I don't want to talk about it. That was our relationship. I think you said you and Myra talked about it.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about it. Yeah.
Nah, I told her I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to look at you any differently.
You know how crazy Myra could be. You
Oh,
know?
listen. It's wild out here, and I know the Marine Corps is a wild place.
What are you doing?
The Marine Corps is a wild place, and I understand that. Military is a wild time. You know what I mean? It's pretty much college at a way worse level, I think. Mm-hmm. But I've noticed it, and we've let things go. We've moved past that type of stuff, and I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to be a better father as I'm getting older with time, like learning different things about girl. She already had some little boy that was trying to talk to her, like wanting to be her boyfriend. She already said it. She said that like a couple of weeks ago. And, I was like, what the hell is that about? But I know it's something that's going to happen. And we kind of just laughed it off and brushed it off. It's a little cute, little innocent thing in first grade and stuff. But of course, I do tell her about things that you can and cannot do. No places and stuff like that, trying to just what I say. I treat my girls to be ladylike at all times. I literally say that when they do certain things, like when Marilyn burps, I'm like, whoa. What you supposed to say? That's not ladylike. We don't do stuff like that around here. Like she wears dresses and skirts and stuff like that. Has to keep your legs closed. Yeah, close your legs, cross your legs. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? That's not ladylike. Even when she at the house, like we're here at the house. Ain't nobody else here. It's just me and them. Nah, that's not ladylike. Cross your legs, sit like you're supposed to. And it's like stuff like that I'm trying to teach them now to prepare them when they do get to a certain age where some little boy is going to start trying to do stuff. I know how it was when I was a little boy, started discovering stuff. And I just want to make sure that they don't have to worry about that. Some little boy like me acting crazy at like 5th grade. Because that's what I was trying things at 5th grade. we were discovering stuff. But, I'm trying to just be prepared for things like that to happen. I'm not dumb. I understand kids are learning things a lot quicker than what we did. Internet is out there, phones are out there, and they're learning things way sooner than what we did. So I'm just trying to be prepared. I can't stop it. I can't prevent everything that's gonna happen in the world. My girls are gonna go through some things that I can't prevent. But I gotta do my best to help them be prepared or help me be prepared for it. I can't prepare them for terrible things that happen, trauma, boyfriend breakups, shit like that. But I gotta prepare myself to be ready for like you said, their first breakup or something. Like when some
Yeah.
little boy try to disrespect Maryland and stuff, I ain't gonna go. It ain't gonna go down like that. That's my first blood. That's the first one. That's the one I was. That's my ride or die right there. You ain't gonna do that. Or like Callie, who has my initials. You think I'm gonna let that shit slide? Hell no. Nah. So Virginia, I might let ride because that girl crazy. But we'll see though. We'll see. That is my baby though. But that girl crazy. So I don't know about Virginia. So it's cool though. Hey, I wanted to say I'm sorry, but I do got to pick up Maryland. I just thought about that. I got to pick up Maryland like 15. So I might have to cut it.
Honestly, I think that's
no, yeah. I think it's good. I think that works.
You want a random topic?
I don't know. I might have to close it out so I can be able to get out of here. So I can be able to say bye and stuff like that too. But I do want to say thank you though, because when he told me you came, I was like, oh shit, that's really cool. And then when he brought it up, I was like, oh man, that's got to be a really good idea, because he's right. When you talk about in-laws, you don't really get a lot of people. We don't have an in-law to understand what we're getting at. And I ain't gonna lie, you said some real good things to where I was like stuff that I wouldn't really think of, and then also things that we were kind of assuming that you kind of like solidified. So I really appreciate it. I mean, it definitely opens my eyes on a lot of things, especially like going forward and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate it.
When y'all all together, you should have them all do the 5 love languages test.
Yeah,
so at least that way you know who you dealing with.
Yeah,
there's a test.
Yeah,
it's multiple questions.
There's even a book.
There's a book.
They have a book. It's called the five love languages, and they have it for kids, and they have it for teenagers
and for military special too.
Yes.
Yeah, military.
That's cute, dog. I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Bro, I'll send you the test.
Yeah. I'll probably give it to Maria, but we'll look at it though.
Yeah.
That's cute though.
That makes something fun to do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Together.
So at least that way they know how to deal with you, and you know how to deal with them.
Yeah, you know what it is with you? Like, you don't like to be vulnerable. You like to observe. You like to observe people, and and it's like you don't trust. You don't trust people.
You right on the money.
You're like you have a hidden agenda, and I'm gonna peep it out before I don't
know if it's hidden.
Yeah,
I don't think I have a hidden agenda. I think it's more like. But you're absolutely right.
No, you're
with other. Yeah.
You're like nah.
I'm a leaner. I'm a leaner. I just watch you and see what you about, and then.
And I think the military has a lot to do with that, because they programmed you to be a certain type of way. And you know what? You take that time out that you need to discover who Curtis is, and when you come out of it, you're gonna be in such a happier place. Things are just going to be more relaxed for you, and you're going to be more chilled. Take that time, because you know what? You're doing okay. You're doing good. Like, don't beat yourself up. You're doing the best that you can with what you know right now, and give yourself time to learn more. You don't need all the answers right now. Just get up, say your blessings, and you're like, I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna keep it moving.
No, I see that. I agree with it. I'm trying, like I said, I am trying my best to develop who I am outside of the military. It was something we talked about a couple times, where it's like, I know like Matt was having his like identity crisis when he first got out, trying to figure out like who he is as a person. I mean, we're still going through it. And like I talk about all the time that, I got out in December, but I feel like I've been out for years. Like my time is way off. It just doesn't feel like that. It's only been a couple months. It hasn't been a year yet. And like I said, I'm trying to develop myself and figure out who I am outside of the military. Don't get me wrong, they always say once a Marine, always a Marine, all that cool stuff. But at the same time, I still am somebody else when I'm not wearing that rank anymore. So trying my best to become, or not become someone else, but figure out who I am to begin with, I guess, is like the best wording for it.
That uniform does not make you who you are.
Yeah.
Just know that they helped to build you to be a certain way, but deep down inside, you have a family right now.
Yeah.
And that's who's gonna mold you into the man that you're gonna be.
No,
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I understand. I really appreciate it though. I really do. It means a lot. I really
I'm
appreciate
here
it.
too if you need advice or
I know
whatever.
we talked multiple
FaceTime.
times. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know we talked multiple times. I think we even FaceTime once too.
Yeah.
I think when Matt called, I think you were on a FaceTime too. And I do really appreciate it. It means a lot. Like I said, I was really excited when he said it. I was like, hell yeah, man, I love your mom. Put her on the thing, bro. She's hilarious. Like I'm all about it. So I really appreciate it. I think it's cool. We'll do something totally different. Like, and I
Hey,
think
you
it's
know
really
Thanksgiving's
insane.
coming. They're
Yeah.
coming through Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
So
do family
yeah.
dad. You can
I
do
got
dad
and mom to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can try to do that.
And the siblings.
And siblings
Whatever siblings are here.
I think we definitely do something like that for Thanksgiving. I think that'd be pretty sick.
Got the whole Motley crew. Probably,
Yeah.
I probably
Crew
set
out
up
here,
in-
boy.
I probably
Yeah.
set up in the living room. Keep it a bean.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool, man. I think it'd be real cool. But
Well,
no,
we'll
man.
get your girl.
Yeah.
We'll get your mamacita.
Yeah. But no, I want to say really thank you. Like I said, for everyone else like watching it, please like, comment, subscribe. This is a little something special. But of course, y'all have anything else, we'll be putting this out the same amount of time. Should have got the special by now because you're gonna be getting like a Halloween special like right before, like right on Halloween, and then you're gonna get this after the fact. So y'all probably got a daily double, a weekly double coming up next week because you're gonna get this and you're gonna get the Halloween thing we talked about. So we appreciate everything, the support that we've been getting through this. It's been really legit. We're having a lot of fun, and we're just gonna keep pumping stuff out, putting it out there for the fam, and then for you guys to enjoy it with us, man. But that's it.
Yeah,
Matt,
man.
you got anything else?
I ain't got nothing else, bitch. Same
All
thing.
right, all right. We will holler at y'all later, Mama Cruz. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
We'll see y'all later.
Deuces.